What you say? What you say now, break down? Give me some. Like 6 in the morning, we got the cornflakes, Ciroc and lemonade going. You know, everybody just chilling. You know, you dig? Boom. Man, let me show you. We got the fireplace jumping off. It's the after hour. I gotta go upstairs and do what I do. All right? They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us.
One day I came to Daddy's house, and Diddy and Q-Tip and Big Fat Joe and them was in the studio. They was really like losing their mind in a crazy way. Like it was the most incredible reinvention.
Y'all, if you thought the federal investigation into Diddy was wrapping up, think again. The tea is piping hot, and you won't believe what's happening now. According to Jaguar Wright, the feds are targeting Diddy's industry connections, trying to get them to flip on him. And here's the shocking part. Busta Rhymes has allegedly already turned. Now, before you start calling Busta a snitch, there's a twist that will make your jaw drop. According to Jaguar, he didn't exactly have a choice. The feds reportedly had some seriously compromising information about Busta being on the down low, and they used it to back him into a corner. And let me tell you, this story gets even juicier. Just a few months back, Busta's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, dropped some absolutely explosive revelations about his ex-boss. He claimed that Busta had been involved with men for years, and apparently, this wasn't even a well-kept secret. The club scene knew exactly what was going on. According to Big Homie CC, promoters would specifically arrange for young men to entertain Busta in the VIP section whenever he made an appearance. But wait, it gets even messier. The latest whispers suggest there's actual footage of Busta and Diddy at one of Diddy's notorious parties, engaging in what some are calling a full-blown freak-off with multiple men that Diddy allegedly paid to be there. And just when you thought it couldn't get more scandalous, Jaguar Wright dropped another bombshell. She claims federal investigators have witnesses accusing Busta of making unwanted advances, pressuring them into partying with him. And we're not talking about innocent drinks and dancing. We're talking about the kind of activities that allegedly went down at Diddy's secret after-hours gatherings.
I seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before.
Oh, yeah.
In some of your videos.
Oh, yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge, though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some, we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface before, you feel me? And being around him, you hear things, you feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan, you feel me? Like every cookout she playing it, all his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig Mack playing that.
But hold on to your seats because the tea gets even hotter. Big Homie CC spilled some seriously juicy details about a particular night that involved actor and model Don Benjamin and his friend. The moment Busta laid eyes on Don's friend who happened to be gay, it was like something clicked inside him. According to Big Homie, Busta's entire energy transformed. He was completely fixated. The way Big Homie tells it, Busta wasn't even trying to be subtle. He immediately pulled the man into his VIP section and kept him close all night long. It wasn't just casual conversation. Oh no. Big Homie says Busta was absolutely smitten, making it crystal clear that this gorgeous man wasn't going anywhere. And if you're thinking this was just a one-time thing, honey, you're in for a surprise. According to Big Homie, this was Busta's regular routine. Club promoters knew exactly what he liked. Find the most attractive young men in the venue and make sure they ended up in Busta's section.
On my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. Well, I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know this, bro.
And the tea only gets steamier from here. Big Homie revealed how Busta couldn't stop gushing about this man's looks, repeatedly calling him cute. And trust me, he wasn't being subtle about his interest at all. Once Busta had this guy in his VIP section, it was like watching a magnet stick to metal. According to Big Homie, Busta was practically attached to this man's hip the entire night, following his every move. This wasn't your typical party small talk, darling. Big Homie made it clear that Busta's interest was intense and unmistakable.
So, I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that? Man, you got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
He pulled him into the section. Pulled him into the section, and then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy, he couldn't believe that. He was shocked.
Now here's where things get really interesting. When asked why nobody in the industry had ever exposed Busta's preferences before, Big Homie dropped some serious insider tea. Apparently, everyone wanted to keep their VIP access. It was that simple. Being in Busta's inner circle came with some major perks, and people were more than happy to keep their mouths shut to maintain those privileges. But wait, because Big Homie wasn't done spilling. He revealed something that puts a whole new spin on Busta's public persona. Apparently, Busta had a history of lashing out at women, something that somehow never made headlines. While everyone knew about his aggressive behavior toward men, his treatment of women seemed to fly under the radar. And according to Big Homie, there might be a deeper reason for this pattern. He suggested that like many men living on the down low, Busta might have been harboring some deep-seated resentment toward women, possibly stemming from his own internal struggles.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How come you think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, it's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna kill you guys, bro. Like, when I get jobs from people who really got a threat on their life, I move way different. But man, you ask, bro, anybody that's in the mix, bro, like you know, bro, most of these dudes, bro, putting on a major act. They don't wanna be themselves.
It's crazy.
They'll get mad at you for buying bottles of champagne to get the girls. They'll get mad, oh, we don't want these bottle rats in our section. What are we here for? Why are y'all here then? What are y'all here for? Just because y'all got booked to be here, okay, but sometimes they not booked. They just in there. So, and what they looking for It ain't gonna be what you thinking of, on God. Seen it.
But don't think this is just one ex-bodyguard stirring up drama. There's actually a whole parade of men who've come forward with their own shocking stories about Busta Rhymes. Take social media personality Trip Alley, for instance. Back in 2020, he posted this absolutely wild video on his YouTube channel claiming that Busta tried to pick him up while he was just walking through NYC on his way to a Halloween party. According to Trip, Busta wasted no time making his intentions crystal clear, and the whole encounter left him completely stunned. When Trip's story first hit social media, people raised their eyebrows, but like most rumors about Busta's alleged nighttime adventures, it quickly got swept under the rug. But now, with Big Homie CC's revelations adding more fuel to this already blazing fire, these whispers are starting to sound a lot more credible. And if more people start coming forward, well, Busta might finally have to face all those questions he's been dodging for years.
I'm walking, New York City, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, everybody was out. And it was this party we was going to, me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now I ain't know it was Busta at first. Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up? Now he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? And then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black. Just standing there, looking around, looked at me, still looking around. Meanwhile, Busta still got my hand in his hand.
Now let me tell you about Trip Ali's full story, because it is absolutely wild. Initially, when Busta invited him to join the VIP section, Trip was all excited, thinking it would just be another fantastic night out in the club. Oh, how wrong he was. The moment Trip made his way into that VIP section, everything changed. According to Trip, Busta's whole demeanor shifted dramatically. What started as a seemingly innocent invitation quickly turned into something much more intense. Trip revealed that Busta's advances were so forward and unexpected that it completely caught him off guard. Instead of the typical club experience of drinks and dancing, Trip found himself in an increasingly uncomfortable situation that he never saw coming. The atmosphere in that VIP section was apparently far from what he'd anticipated.
And he says, I'm about to go in this club. We got a section. You can come in with me if you want. And I'm like, word, for real? Like, that's what's up. Like, he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I gotta, tell my people. I was like, I come in, you know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know, tell them that you coming in there to meet with me and come on up. And I was like, bet. So, of course, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite artists of all time. And back then, I was really on my rap.
But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Trip got into this heated argument with his friend who wasn't feeling the idea of going to Busta's party at all. The disagreement escalated so badly that it turned into a full-on physical altercation. The fight left Trip so shaken that he ended up abandoning the whole club plan altogether. But the drama didn't stop there. Thanks to his friend's reckless behavior, they ended up stranded in the middle of NYC with no way to get home. Though honestly, looking back now, maybe his friend did him a huge favor. Given everything we've heard about what goes down in Busta's VIP section behind closed doors, getting stranded might have been a blessing in disguise. Fast forward to 2021, and the rumors about Busta were circulating again, with whispers that he was back on the prowl, allegedly trying to pick up men. The gossip reached fever pitch when paparazzi supposedly caught him leaving a gay pride event with a trans woman. Talk about adding fuel to an already blazing fire. This sighting sent shockwaves through the media, raising even more questions about Busta's private life. With those paparazzi photos making the rounds, it was getting harder and harder for him to keep dodging the attention. Now, let's be crystal clear about something. Busta's preferences aren't the issue here. What's truly concerning are the disturbing rumors about him allegedly crossing boundaries and engaging in non-consensual behavior. But that's not even the half of it. There's also his history of getting physical over the smallest things, and that's where this story takes an even darker turn. Let's dive into Busta's legal troubles. Starting way back in 2006, he allegedly got physical with someone for spitting on his car. And trust me, that's just the beginning. Later that same year, prosecutors tried to charge him with weapon possession connected to that incident. And here's the shocking part. Billboard reported that Busta had a machete in his vehicle. This just added more layers to his already controversial reputation. Moving into 2007, Busta found himself in hot water again. This time, he was arrested and charged with a misdemeanor after allegedly roughing up his former driver over, get this, a money dispute. He ended up pleading guilty and got 3 years of probation. But did that calm things down? Absolutely not. In 2009, the New York Post dropped this bombshell story about Busta having to pay $75,000 to a fan. Why? Because he allegedly threw water bottles at him and had his bodyguard punch him in the face. The fan side of the story is absolutely wild. According to him, he was just trying to leave Busta's concert after finding out Fabulous wasn't performing. That's when Busta apparently lost it, saying, "Get down, and I'm not good enough for you." Next thing you know, Busta's splashing water, throwing bottles, and his bodyguards throwing punches. When you think about Busta's explosive temper, it's no wonder he and Diddy have been tight all these years. Their shared anger issues and fiery personalities created this unbreakable bond. But here's the real tea. It seems their connection goes beyond just having hot tempers. According to the streets, they share another interesting preference: much younger men. Remember Big Homie CC's claims about Busta having his crew scout young guys for his VIP section? Well, the plot thickens. Now there's buzz about footage circulating online showing Diddy and Busta in what's being called a wild freak-off session with male adult workers. And just when you thought this story couldn't get any more scandalous, Orlando Brown enters the picture. A few months back, Orlando came forward with some absolutely jaw-dropping claims. On camera, he said he'd hooked up with several big-name rappers. We're talking Diddy, Busta Rhymes, Drake, Bow Wow, and others. Now, I know what you're thinking. Orlando Brown isn't exactly known for being the most reliable source. With his history of substance use and wild behavior, many fans initially dismissed these claims as just another one of his bizarre rants. Let's dive into Busta's legal troubles. Starting way back in 2006, he allegedly got physical with someone for spitting on his car, and trust me, that's just the beginning. Later that same year, prosecutors tried to charge him with weapon possession connected to that incident. And here's the shocking part. Billboard reported that Busta had a machete in his vehicle. This just added more layers to his already controversial reputation. Moving into 2007, Busta found himself in hot water again. This time, he was arrested and charged with a misdemeanor after allegedly roughing up his former driver over, get this, a money dispute. He ended up pleading guilty and got 3 years of probation. But did that calm things down? Absolutely not. In 2009, the New York Post dropped this bombshell story about Busta having to pay $75,000 to a fan. Why? Because he allegedly threw water bottles at him and had his bodyguard punch him in the face. The fan side of the story is absolutely wild. According to him, he was just trying to leave Busta's concert after finding out Fabulous wasn't performing. That's when Busta apparently lost it, saying, "Get down and I'm not good enough for you." Next thing you know, Busta's splashing water, throwing bottles, and his bodyguards throwing punches. When you think about Busta's explosive temper, it's no wonder he and Diddy have been tight all these years. Their shared anger issues and fiery personalities created this unbreakable bond. But here's the real tea. It seems their connection goes beyond just having hot tempers. According to the streets, they share another interesting preference: much younger men. Remember Big Homie CC's claims about Busta having his crew scout young guys for his VIP section? Well, the plot thickens. Now there's buzz about footage circulating online showing Diddy and Busta in what's being called a wild freak-off session with male adult workers. And just when you thought this story couldn't get any more scandalous, Orlando Brown enters the picture. A few months back, Orlando came forward with some absolutely jaw-dropping claims. On camera, he said he'd hooked up with several big-name rappers. We're talking Diddy, Busta Rhymes, Drake, Bow Wow, and others. Now I know what you're thinking. Orlando Brown isn't exactly known for being the most reliable source. With his history of substance use and wild behavior, many fans initially dismissed these claims as just another one of his bizarre rants.
There's a lot of things that will make you buckle, bro. They make you buckle, bro. People done lost their families, bro. People done lost their kids and shit. A lot of stuff that happened.
Life insurance policies out on rappers. Mainly because it's more dangerous for rappers nowadays.
This is a touchy subject. I just, you know, I'll give you this. You can willingly turn woman and have a bag, or you can do what I'm doing. You can willingly turn trans, or you can get in trouble and go to jail and get up, and they do it to you forcefully because you up and you didn't know what to do with your blessing.
When those explosive headlines about Diddy's alleged crimes hit last November, Cam Capone made a brilliant move. They brought Orlando Brown back to their channel. They revisited all of Orlando's viral comments about Diddy from the previous year, including that shocking story about 50 Cent claiming Diddy tried to take him shopping. And let me tell you, Orlando didn't hold anything back. He dove right into those previous claims and even doubled down on some of his most outrageous statements. As the conversation unfolded, people started connecting dots they'd never seen before. What once seemed like wild conspiracy theories started looking more and more like pieces of a much bigger, messier puzzle. With 50 Cent's own story in the mix, it became clear that something strange had been happening behind the scenes all along. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Some people think Orlando's playing this elaborate game. They believe he's intentionally acting wild while weaving bits of truth between the chaos, almost like a protective shield. The theory is that by keeping things cryptic, he can stay safe while still getting his message across. But there's another perspective that's equally fascinating. Some argue that even if Orlando's struggling with mental health issues, it doesn't automatically mean he's not telling the truth. In fact, some suggest that his struggles might actually stem from the alleged trauma he experienced in the industry as a young actor. Could his erratic behavior be a result of trying to process and expose the dark side of the entertainment world?
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That one from China, like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And what's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
why you not having no hoes?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sent his best friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer.
With all these rumors flying around about this alleged tape featuring Diddy, Busta, and male adult workers, people are starting to look at Orlando's claims in a whole new light. Could he have been telling the truth all along? According to Jaguar Wright, the feds certainly thought there was something to investigate because they started digging into Busta's past. And apparently, they didn't have to dig very deep to find those messy skeletons. The most shocking part? Jaguar claims Busta was so desperate to keep his private life under wraps that he struck a deal with the federal investigators. While we don't know exactly how much dirt he has on Diddy, word on the street is that he's singing like a canary, and singing hard. So there you have it, all the jaw-dropping details of this unfolding drama. Whether these allegations turn out to be true or not, one thing's for certain, this story is far from over. And the entertainment industry might never be the same once all is said and done.